A reading from Isaiah chapter 9 from verses 1 and 2. Nevertheless, the gloom will not be upon her who is distressed, as when at first he lightly esteemed the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterwards more heavily oppressed her by the way of the sea and beyond the Jordan. In the Galilee of the Gentiles, the people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in the shadow of death, upon them a great light has shone. Amen. And the writer, Isaiah, tells us about how God, in his mercy, comes to a people who are in a mess and a people who are suffering and longing for something to change, and brings his light and changes the situation for them. Let's remember that our God is a God who doesn't leave us in our mess. Our God is, unless we have a message, unless we are in a mess, we won't have a message. Unless we've gone through a mess and God takes us out of that mess, then we have a message to tell the world about the God who is faithful, about the God who is good. Amen? Unless you've been tested, you can't have a testimony. Amen? And so, as we sing our next song, the first Nowell, let's remember that the first Christmas wasn't full of razzmatazz. The first Christmas, there was still messes around. The first Christmas was all surrounded by disappointment. No room in the inn. No mother would have wished to have a child in a stable. Amen. And that's the reality of what the first Christmas was like. That's away with the fairy tales and the lighting of razzmatazz and singing about a sanitized Jesus. But the truth of the matter is, for Mary and Joseph, it was not plain sailing on that first Christmas, the first Nowell. Come, let's worship.